Kiana's Flex Appeal was recorded on location at the beautiful West End Maui on Kaanapali Beach.
Working out is fun for all ages. Just make sure you use proper form when lifting and select sports and activities that you truly enjoy. Another fun way to challenge yourself to stay in shape is by doing supersets. Today we'll be starting off with easy curls for the biceps and dumbbell kickbacks for the triceps. Just because you're training at home doesn't mean you can't get in an advanced workout. Brad's starting off our superset here for the biceps and triceps. Now there'll be a lot of information in today's workout, so get out your training journals. We're starting off with the easy curls, moving directly into kickbacks for the triceps. One of the best supersets are for opposing muscle groups, biceps and triceps. Kickbacks are fantastic for strengthening and adding muscularity in the back of the arm. Now transitioning over here to the incline curls. He's really going to pump up his arms with all of these exercises, getting the blood pumping right into the muscle. Perfect
feel
form.
good, Brad?
No rest for the wicked, Darren.
Right, no rest. Keep moving. Our goal today is to completely fatigue the muscles. Good. Now, just because you're training heavier doesn't mean you sacrifice proper form.
Okay, is that down for me?
Okay, now moving on from the incline curls to the French press. I recommend at home to use the easy curl bar. It's more comfortable. Lowering the weight right above to the forehead. Keeping the elbows directly over the shoulders.
One quick point, Kiana, for the people that like to put their feet up on the bench, it gives less stress on the low back, whereas this way it gives you a little more stability. It's up to the individual what is best.
Good point. If he needs a spot, I'm right here. Supersets are more advanced, so make sure you're warmed up and you know what you're doing. If you have any children and who you want to get inspired to start lifting weights, of course have them watch Kiana's Flex Appeal, but also make sure that your child enjoys weight training and that they're having fun. If it's fun, they're more likely to do it. So don't force them to weight lift. Discourage individual competition as well, because sometimes when children feel that they're competing, they might lift more weight than they should and sacrifice their safety. Okay, Darren's moving on now to the bench press to show us his superset.
These supersets, we have to use a little bit lighter weight. So we're getting a little aerobic workout as well.
Aerobic as well as the anaerobic.
Now I know for me, I superset all the time. I love it. Even when I train heavy or light, I like to keep moving.
What's next?
Now he's moving on to his barbell bent over rows for the back. So again, opposing muscle groups, the chest and now the back. Pushing and a pulling. These are excellent to do right at home. Good form. Back nice and tight, rowing it straight up to the sternum. Hey,
Even though
Darren.
he's getting a lower back workout, he's also keeping stabilized because his body is tense at the bottom, so he's getting lower body and upper body.
That's right. Time for some push-ups. Now, push-ups are a basic exercise, and they really work. And one of the best things about it, you're using your own body weight is resistance. You can always add some resistance here to make it a little more difficult. If you want it really difficult, Brad can push down for you.
Don't sit on me.
I didn't eat that much at lunch. Okay, and then supersetting here with the dips for the back of the arm. Now these are great to do. You can do right at home while you're watching television. You can do them in the office. Push-ups and dips are easy to do without any equipment.
And it doesn't take that long.
Really doesn't. And
No.
dips are fantastic after your weight training exercises to really just maximize and pump up the triceps. All right, last superset right over here. Good. Now this machine is fantastic. You can do a variety of exercises right here. Ooh, a little koi fish,
Little fish joke.
saying hello. Complete range of motion. One thing nice about training with the machine is that you're following the track of the machine, whereas with free weights, you're controlling the weights independently. Good. And our last exercise right here is for the back, pull downs. Whenever you're doing pull downs, it's important that you pull to the front. That way you protect the shoulders. Notice here his back is nice and straight. A lot of times in the gym, you'll see guys doing too much weight and they're swinging down, and it's really not even a lat exercise then.
Getting momentum from the hips, right, Kiana?
That's right.
Lead with the elbow.
Perfect. So as you can see, supersets are a great way to pump up the body in a short amount of time. If you have a sprain or muscle pull, or want to add more variety to your existing workout program, or if you just want to have more fun, the answer is as close as your nearest pool. Water is an automatic variable resistance machine for any body part. The water will cool and support your body while providing resistance to any movement, and it's easy on the joints. And hey, you guys out there, if you think this is just for women and seniors, let me tell you something. If you join us in a water workout, you'll work as hard as you ever have in the gym. Let's get wet. Today's Flex Appeal Aquaflex workout is all about abs. We're starting off with a straight leg deep kick, supporting your upper body along the ledge of the pool, keeping the leg straight, kicking down, alternating the right leg and the left leg. Remember to keep the body in a stable position, tightening and contracting those abdominal muscles, kicking down, using the muscles in the glutes and the lower body. Push, push. It's a great way to work out, tighten and tone the body, and keep cool at the same time. A variation of this is to put both legs together, keeping the knees straight, legs straight, and push down, both legs together and up. Remember to go through a short range of motion without arching the back. Push down and up. Okay, everyone, it's time to ride our bicycles. Let's ride the bike, the Aquaflex bike. Again, keeping the abdominal muscles tight. Notice the upper body is not moving, just the lower body. I'm going to show you some fantastic exercises you can do right in the pool for your abs so you can get that flat washboard tummy. Woo! Hard to do this without splashing. Great. Okay, now let's move on to the pendulum swing. Feet together to the side. Now swing them out to the right. There you go. Complete range of motion and bring them back to the left. This is excellent for the stabilization muscles, for working the obliques and the abs. And push. The resistance of the water feels so good. Gives you a nice, even, fluid resistance throughout the entire range of motion. And push it back. But what I like to do to make it a little more challenging is concentrate on trying to push as hard as I can and swing them faster each time. This way you get the resistance as you're pushing to the right and as you're stopping to switch directions to the left. Okay, let's move on now to scissors. Let's start with our feet together. The ladies, let's put them out, feet together, alternating. Great. See, it's our little Flex Appeal water ballet for you viewers at home. And out, together. This is fantastic. You're getting not only an abdominal workout, but also it's a great adduction and abduction movement for the legs. Working the hip flexors and the inner and outer thighs. Good. And squeeze. Keep those abs tight. Remember to breathe and smile. Okay, our last set of exercise is with the noodles. This is a lot of fun. What you want to do is support the upper body with the flotation devices. Keep the feet together, bring the knees up to the chest and out. It's similar to the knee raise, the chair that you see in the gym when you're doing knee raises or straight-legged raises. You're just bringing the knees up and out, up and out. So relaxing. And for variation, you can work the obliques. Let's turn our knees to the side and do 10 on the left, 2, pointing the knees toward the left, working the right side of the midsection and up, 2, 3. So as you can see, Flex Appealers, it's easy to get an entire abdominal workout in right in the pool. way to provide your body and mind with an off-season change of pace. If you're not training for a particular sport, use cross-training as a method to add variety and more fun to your program. In addition to my cross-training tips, be sure and take a look at my Aquaflex and Plyometrics segments too.
Whether you're a catcher or an outfielder, muscle speed, which is the essence of power, is required. Plyometric movements help develop the body and prepare it to move in any direction and get in proper position to quickly catch any ball. Alternate bounding develops lower body power. Alternate bounding is really exaggerated running. Absorbing the ball's impact requires the need for plyometrics to help develop the ability of the muscle to shorten and lengthen under such acute, high-impact forces coming from the ball. The medicine ball power drop is sport-specific in terms of preparation for ball impact and developing tricep speed that you can't get from tricep extensions or pushdowns. Side-to-side ankle hops help in the initial generation of power from the feet and the ankles. Strengthening the lower body is a necessity. A good sport-specific exercise for preparing to catch a baseball is the lunge. Proper alignment is very important. If you're new to the lunge, practice the split squat first, so you get used to planting the foot in a position that will protect the knee. In addition to lower body strength, you will need arm strength to reach for and absorb the ball's impact. Reverse wrist curls will build forearm strength and is an exercise that most people forget to do. If you want to avoid elbow trouble, try a few sets of reverse wrist curls to strengthen the forearms. To strengthen the triceps and to prepare for the medicine ball plyometrics, use tricep pushdowns. Make sure to keep your wrists firm and out of the exercise so that the triceps are truly isolated. So listen up, all of you weekend warriors. Do some strength training during the week to avoid injury.
Here are some quick thoughts on how you at home can get away from the diet craze. Instead of restricting and controlling your food intake, try regulating when, what, and how much food you eat. You might simply be following old habits established by family or friends. Instead, try to identify when you're truly hungry. Don't judge it, feel it, and recognize it. Number 3, don't judge yourself when you eat to fulfill emotional needs. Go ahead and eat. The less judging, the less need you'll have to eat out of emotional hunger. Quick tip number 4, eat exactly what you're hungry for, in moderation that is. Number 5, know when you're full and stop eating. And 6, don't exercise as a punishment for eating. Find activities that you love and maintain an active lifestyle out of pleasure. Number 7, accept your body. The more you practice self-acceptance, the more comfortable it will feel. Motivated is to get a training partner and work out together at the gym. It's a great way to monitor each other's form, share techniques, and have fun at the same time. Today I'll show you how to develop dangerous delts with exercises for the side, anterior, and rotator cuff. It's shoulder day in today's Pro Gym workout. We're starting off with the seated presses to warm up the entire deltoid area. Now today's workout, we're going to take you through an entire shoulder workout, not only to develop strong muscles, but also to prevent injury. Come on, Brad. I always want to start off with the exercise where you can do the most weight when you've got the most energy.
This is one that builds the whole shoulder girdle area. Make sure you guys at home and girls who want to lift a little heavier weight, make sure your back is against that pad. Don't sell yourself short on any of the movements.
Good. One more. All right. Now after your shoulders are warmed up, step on over here. Let's do some front raises for the anterior delt. Keep a slight bend in the elbow, abdominal muscles tight to support the back. If you think about it, your abdominal muscles are like a natural weightlifting belt.
Good point, Kiana.
You like that?
Wow.
It's true, it helps to support my back too.
That's
when I'm
right.
standing doing raises.
There's two types of versions you can do the front raises. The traditional this
way with the dumbbell face forward, or you can turn it vertical,
That's right, or even both arms together.
which is a lot more difficult.
Oh yeah.
And you're doing it at the end, no less.
Just wanted to impress you, you know?
You're working hard.
And one more. Up. Okay, your turn.
All right.
Now when you're
Sideways.
selecting your exercises, you want to work your way around the delt, side, moving on from the front delt to the side.
We talked about earlier, a lot of people have to understand where their medial delt is, or your side delt. It is located differently on people, and it's not always generic. So know where you are. If you have to bend a little far forward, then do so, okay? But get a feel for it. Know where your middle delt is. Lead with the elbow.
And back to the basics, when you're doing exercises standing, keep those knees bent slightly to take the pressure off the lower back.
That's right.
Okay,
Last one.
looking good. I love shoulder day, don't you? It's my favorite day to train.
You always feel shoulders.
And you get immediate results.
Blood goes right from the heart right into the shoulder area, gives you that pump that people get addicted to.
Shrugs are excellent for developing the trapezius muscle.
There's no reason for you to confuse the movement here and do that shrug and wrap around. Simple contraction, give a good squeeze, down nice and slow. That's all that is needed here.
And then you can also do a rear delt shrug to focus on the rear delts, bending forward and up. And if you want to bring the rear delts into play even more so, you can put your body upright a little bit more.
And for all you people at home, a lot of times the rear delts are often avoided and never trained, okay? That's just maybe they're behind you and you forget about it. There's no excuses. You can implement doing rear delt training like Kiana's doing with your back exercises, so you're never gonna have that problem again. Squeeze hard. Always make sure the down phase is nice and slow, okay? Get that good contraction and get the benefit of both movements and the down phase as well. A lot of people forget that.
An important point when you're doing this exercise is to keep the shoulder blades back. Don't let those shoulders round over.
That's right.
Okay, let's move on. As you can see, like I said earlier, we don't wear weightlifting belts. Unless you're training for a competition or if you're maxing out at 1 to 5 reps doing really heavy squats or deadlifts, you don't need a weightlifting belt. Why? I'm glad you asked. Because you can actually raise the blood pressure because of the inter-abdominal pressure. Instead, make sure you train your abdominal muscles because strong abs will help support the back and keep your body stabilized. Now, the rotator cuff is an extremely important part of the body and commonly neglected. But if you notice, a lot of tennis players, volleyball players, anything where you're bringing that shoulder around, they get injured a great deal. So it's important to do the external rotation for the rotator cuff.
For all you serious bodybuilders and weight trainers that have been doing it for years, I notice that you guys and girls are starting to do this in the gym more often. These are like the elastics that keep your shoulder girdle together. You neglect these and they're going to atrophy and go away like a lot of seniors are having problems with right now.
To add a slight variation, you can extend the arm and work the first 30 degrees of the supraspinatus. Good, and you don't need a lot of weight. You actually want to train this muscle very, very lightly.
Even people with well-developed shoulders, strong, broad shoulders, you don't need to go any more than a 10-pound weight. That would suffice.
Like you're only
That's right.
using a 5-pound.
Weight's not important. Good form and technique is everything for building a good toned and shaped body.
And you really don't want to bring the arm up any higher than 30 degrees because if you bring it higher, you're bringing the delt.
Good point, Kiana. Right there, you want to make sure that those connective tissue is doing the work, okay?
And then another variation, you could do the rear delt.
Rear delt. Again, keep it in that hard zone. No sense of bringing it up too high. Then the other parts of the shoulder are coming into play here.
Now when you're in the gym, flexipillars, if you don't see something you like, ask the manager of the gym. Make sure that they have personal trainers on staff for you to learn tips from and make sure you're using proper technique. And also make sure the gym is clean. When you touch the things in the gym, don't touch your eyes, your mouth, because that's when you're most susceptible to infections after training.
Okay.
That's why I'm always washing my hands.
Good point.
The internal rotation is an exercise that you don't see many people doing. But as you can see, it's very convenient. When you're down here, you can do an entire workout for the rotator cuff.
And you don't really need to do this one out. We just want to show you so you have the whole picture and the broad scheme of what it's all about. You're getting a lot of benefit from the front delt anyway. Unless you have injuries or you're doing rehab, this is when that would be implemented.
So remember, when you're picking the exercises to do for your shoulders, select some good building exercises, shaping exercises, and some rotator cuffs too. Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Fact or fiction? Muscle strength and muscle power are the same thing. Fact or fiction? Think about that one and stick around for the answer. Are muscle strength and muscle power the same thing? Fiction. Muscle strength is the maximum amount of force you can develop in a motion, but power, on the other hand, is related to how fast you can exert that force in the motion. Your muscle power determines how fast you can run, jump, move, and react, and even how fast you can lift a certain weight. The way you perform in sports is often a matter of power. So remember, it's important to develop strong and powerful muscles.